Old Dog here. I'm just going to recap what happened in the last 4 chapters. If you have not listened to the first 4 episodes, you can go to the playlist and they are all listed there, and I suggest you do that and start at the beginning. However, if you've been following along, then here's what happened in the last 4 chapters. So revealed that he had the ability to become invisible and leaves Singinabob's bedroom to see if he can find out more about what is going on with Daggerdoth and his plan to take over the worlds. While he is gone, David and Singinabob have a very uncomfortable talk, uncomfortable at least for David. Singinabob tries to explain to David that he needs to be careful of his feelings for So, as he feels they may get in the way of David's decision-making. David thinks Singinabob is telling him that he shouldn't have these feelings for So, but soon realizes that this is not the case and that he just has to be careful to not let his intuition get influenced by So and his attraction to one another. Another uncomfortable moment arises when Singinabob suggests that So and David shower together to save time, not realizing how uncomfortable and inappropriate this would be for both of them. The chapter ends with David sharing a meal with So and Singinabob, where the contents on his plate are unknown to him, and both So and Singinabob seem highly amused that he is actually eating it. The next chapter introduces my favorite character in the book, Snaff. Chapter 15. A Plan. There was silence in the room. Singinabob and So appeared to be deep in thought. I knew I should be as well, but I had run out of ideas. I had suggested placing Daggerdoth in the room, but how to get him here and what to do with him when he arrived were not questions I could answer at the moment. I was praying they didn't get asked. "How," said Singinabob, "do you propose we get Daggerdoth into this room, and when we get him here, what exactly are we to do with him?" "Good question, Singinabob," I replied. "And?" said Singinabob. And what?" I said. "And answer the questions," Singinabob said, clearly becoming frustrated. "Well," I said, "we have to set a trap for Daggerdoth, a way of tricking him so that he comes to us." I wasn't absolutely sure about what I was saying. I was trying to respond to my intuition, to words or ideas that came into my mind. But now I wasn't sure whether these ideas were true or whether I was trying to rescue myself from a difficult situation where so much was dependent on me. "Okay," said Singinabob, "assuming we trick Daggerdoth into coming here, well, then what?" "We trick him even further," I said. "Further how?" So asked. "Further," I replied, "into believing that we want to join him, that we want to help him to accomplish his goal." Once again there was silence in the room while everyone, including me, thought about this. "All right," Singinabob eventually said. "I'm not sure I'm buying this, but so far I'm following. We're telling him we want to help him, but why would he want our help? What have we got to offer him?" "I think," said So, "I can answer at least one of those questions." I was glad So could answer one of them, because I wasn't sure I could. "Think," continued So, "how useful David would be to Daggerdoth, with his intuition, not to mention his healing abilities. If I was Daggerdoth, I would want someone like David working for me." "That goes for you as well," I said to So. "You have your ability to become invisible." Both So and I were looking quite pleased with ourselves, but Singinabob didn't look too happy. "But," said Singinabob, "what about me? What would Daggerdoth want with me? I'm the enemy here, don't forget." Singinabob had a good point. It took me a minute to find the answer. "I think," I said, "that you would have to be our bait." That clearly got everybody thinking, but judging from the frown on Singinabob's face, I'm not sure he liked the idea. "You're proposing," Singinabob said, "that I somehow get offered up as a temptation for Daggerdoth to come here." "Yeah," I said. I think I'm correct in thinking that he would very much like to get his hands on you." "He would very much like to kill me," said Singinabob. "That's what you are really saying." "Yes," I said, "you're probably right. I think he would like to kill you, but I think we can avoid that happening." "You think?" said Singinabob. "Well, we've got a few details to work out," I said. "Ha!" said Singinabob. "I hope some of those details involve keeping me alive." "Give me some time alone," I said. "I need some time alone to figure out how we are going to do all this." "Exactly how long do you need?" asked Singinabob. 5 minutes? An hour? 3 days? "Give me an hour," I said, without any hesitation. "I can have all this planned out in an hour." "I don't know, David," said Singinabob. "Well, I have begun to trust you. I'm not convinced you are right on this one. And the fact that you have to go away and think about it for an hour does not increase my faith in you. How sure are you about this?" "Well, I'm not sure at all," I responded. "Bleepin', blippin' plog! What do you mean you're not sure?" said Singinabob. "I mean," I said, "that you were expecting me to know the reasons why I come up with these ideas. I haven't before, and I don't now." "What he means," said So, "is what we said before. That's not the way that David's intuition works. You know that, Singinabob. He has proven it over and over again. Why do you doubt him? Why do you believe in him?" said Singinabob. "That would be a better question. I believe you, just like David, are impaired by your feelings for him. I'm not sure I trust either of you." That silenced So. I'd, of course, heard this from Singinabob before. I felt I was dealing with it. But was So? I wasn't sure. He trusted me implicitly. He would do whatever I asked him to do. That was a scary thought in more ways than one. "I think Singinabob is right, So," I said. "We have to be careful, both of us. We like each other. Both of us are susceptible to our feelings. I may base my decisions on trying to protect you rather than what needs to be done, and you would believe me no matter what I suggested. That's not a good combination." So didn't say anything, but I could see he was affected by what I had said. "Go," said Singinabob. "Go and spend your hour. I have a hidden room that you can use. You will be alone. But David, this may be the most important hour in your life. Certainly the most important so far. So use it wisely. We will be expecting clear direction when you return." With that, Singinabob walked over to the wall, where there was a picture of a Singinabob look-alike creature. He ran his fingers up the left porcupine-quilled arm of the picture, across the cat face, and down the right porcupine-quilled arm. With his hands on the left and right frames of the picture, he slid it to the left, producing a large opening in the wall. The opening was black and looked solid. I heard him mumble what to my ears sounded like dig-a-dog-a-dig-a-doo, the same phrase So had given me to enter the cat door. The black space became clear, leading into another room. Singinabob looked at me. "Once you go in there, David, you are locked in. No one, not even me, can open this door from the outside." "But you just opened it," I said. "Yes, I did," replied Singinabob. "But the room has sensors. When someone is in the room, the door will only open by a secret phrase given by the person who is on the inside of the room. You have to record the phrase once you are in there and the door is shut and locked." "Recorded where?" I asked. "Don't worry, the room will tell you," replied Singinabob. I started to respond, but Singinabob interrupted me. "Don't worry, you won't have any difficulty. Now go, get started on your hour so that we can get finished." I started into the room, but before I could move, So grabbed my arm. "I do have strong feelings for you, David, and I would do anything you told me to do. But I also know that you are capable of separating your feelings from the job you have to do, even if I can't. That's why I trust you. Go and make your decisions. I will be here when you return." I didn't say anything. I wanted to reach out and put my arms around So, to hug him, but instead I let my eyes communicate my feelings. As I stepped through the opening in the wall, it sealed up behind me. I was alone. Chapter 16. Snaff. I looked around the room. It appeared to be empty. 4 bare walls. No windows, no pictures, no other doors. In the center of the floor was a pillow. Being the only item in the room, I went over and inspected it. It was just an ordinary pillow. I picked it up, almost expecting it to transform into something weird or to start talking to me. But nothing changed. The pillow remained a pillow. I placed it back down on the floor, and not knowing what else to do, I sat down and used the pillow to make myself comfortable, sitting cross-legged in what I call the lotus position. I closed my eyes. My breathing grew slower and slower. Deeper and deeper I went, my mind emptying out. Thoughts of So, Singinabob, Daggerdoth, and all the other creatures I'd met during the last few days slowly disappeared from my mind. I was nearing the bottom. That place where intuition completely takes over and answers appear as clear as a bell. Snap. Somewhere in my subconscious, I was aware of a sound like fingers snapping together. Snap. There it was again. What did it mean? Snap, snap. Whatever it was, I was losing my deep, unconscious journey into the realm of answers. Snap, snap, snap. Come on, wake up. I haven't got all day, you know. My eyes shot open. Someone, something, animal, creature, alien, was sitting, squatting, standing, lying in front of me. Well, it's about time, creature animal thing said. You humans, you think we have all the time in the world, don't you? Don't answer. You think we exist solely to assist you in your silly games, don't you? Don't answer. Well, we don't. I've got a zillion better things to do than sit here watching you pretend that you're in some deep trance where you think you'll actually get answers to whatever it is that's brought you to the room. What is it that's brought you here anyway? Don't answer. Throughout this whole speech, I was taking in the spectacle of the speaker. How to describe it? First of all, it had a long, circular body, perhaps 10 meters from tip to toe, even though there wasn't really a tip and there certainly weren't any toes. The body had wings, thousands of them, but only on one side. Imagine a snake with thousands of sticks about a meter long sticking out of one side of it. The neck, if that's what you called it, was also about a meter long and as a result stuck way up in the air, putting its head high above where I was sitting on the floor. There were no wings on the neck, head, or the right side of the body. The face consisted of one large eye directly in the center, close to the top of the head. 2 noses, or shall I say openings, that kind of look like noses, each equidistant apart below the eye, and a mouth that was there when the creature was speaking but completely disappeared when it stopped. So, let's get this over with, okay? You need the password so you can get out of here. Do you want me to tell you the password? Don't answer. Let's see what kind of a memory you have. I just want to tell you once and then I will leave. Do you have a good memory? Don't answer.
The password is... Did you get that? Don't answer. I'll say it again. In fact, I'll say it 4 times just so you're sure to get it. Are you ready? Are you listening? Here I go. Listen. Okay? Now, here is the first time. Here is the second time. Here's the third. And the fourth. Now, you repeat it back to me. Come on, quick. Repeat it back to me. Needless to say, I didn't have a clue what the creature had said. Each time it said the password, its mouth shrunk to an almost invisible state, and all I heard was the tiniest mumble. How on earth did it expect me to hear what it was saying? If I didn't know any better, I'd swear it was playing some kind of a joke on me. I couldn't hear. No, interrupted the creature. That's not the password. I did not say I couldn't hear. Ha! You humans. I clearly give you the password, and you repeat something that's not even close. Here it is again. Now, repeat that. This was ridiculous. Surely he, she, it was playing with me. I decided to see if I could play with it too. No, I said with as much force as I could. There was a long pause. The snake's one eye bulged, even wider than it was already. What? What did you say? I was waiting for the no, don't answer, but it didn't come. I said, no, I'm not going to repeat the password. But, said Snake Eye, you have to. That's the rules. No, I repeated, and stared with what I hoped was a stern, determined look. Snake Eye was clearly becoming visibly upset. Its mouth was open, but the corners were turned way down, giving it an incredibly sad look. The eye was huge, and if I wasn't mistaken, I could see what appeared to be tears forming along the bottom edge. Okay, pleaded Snake Eye. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. Please don't be mad at me. Please. At this point, Snake Eye began to make huge sobbing noises, tears streaming down its face from the one eye. The neck had begun to collapse so that its head bowed closer and closer to the floor. I began to feel sorry for it. It's okay, I said. I'm not really mad at you. I just like to know the password. And you need to say it loud enough for me to hear. Okay? Snake Eye was still crying, almost uncontrollably. This was really ridiculous. Here I was supposed to be coming up with a solution to our problems, and I was spending my time pacifying a weird snake/bird-like creature. My hour was quickly disappearing. Look, I said, you need to get control of yourself. I have important things to do, and you are wasting my time. Stop crying and tell me the password. Snake Eye slowly regained some control, the neck beginning to rise again, and with it the head. The one big eye was once again looking at me, and the tears appeared to have stopped. The mouth had completely disappeared until he, she, it started talking again. All right, I'll tell you the password, but you have to promise. You won't get mad at me again. I can't take it. You have to like me, otherwise I can't function. I mumbled. Okay, I mean, what do you want me to say? Tell me you like me, Snake Eye said. This was really silly. I like you? That's not good enough. I don't believe you. Say it like you mean it, Snake Eye said. This was getting even sillier. Okay, I said, trying to put as much conviction into my voice as I could. I like you. There, are you happy? The neck started to collapse. The head moved to the floor, and the tears and sobbing started again. Amidst the sobs, I could barely pick out the words Snake Eye was uttering. You don't don't mean it. I can tell. You're just pretending. This was really nuts. What kind of a creature was this anyway? Look, I said, trying to put as much compassion in my voice as I could. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. You have to understand. I'm under a lot of pressure, and I don't have a lot of time. So, this is not personal. I'm not upset with you. You are very nice, and I really like you. You're beautiful. As I was speaking, Snake Eye's neck and head slowly rose to the upright position again. By the time I finished, it was looking more or less normal again. Do you really mean it? Snake Eye asked. Yes, I said. I really mean it. I liked you the moment I saw you. You are amazing. I've never met anything so beautiful in my life. I felt like I was overdoing it, but clearly Snake Eye was believing everything I was saying. A big smile appeared. Oh, good, said Snake Eye. That means we can be friends? Sure, I said, if that's what you'd like. Then sure, we can be friends. My name is David. What's yours? My name is Snaffrolophilus Slingensloggensly Slobbensy, said Snake Eye. But you can call me Snaff. Snaff, I said. Well, I'm glad to meet you, Snaff. I was afraid to say anything other than compliments for fear of setting off on another round of tears and sobbing. But I really needed the password and for Snaff to be gone. Do you want to play some games together? Asked Snaff. I would love to play some games with you, Snaff, but... Oh, good, said Snaff. Let's play hide and seek. I'll hide and you look for me, okay? Look, Snaff, I started. I'd love to play hide and seek, but I really should. Immediately, the mouth drooped, the neck collapsed, and the head dropped. You really don't like me. Okay, I said. I'll make you a deal. I'll play a game of hide and seek with you, and then you will tell me the password, okay? Well, said Snaff, okay, I guess so. I looked around the room again. There was obviously no place to hide. It was an empty room. All right, started Snaff. Close your eyes and count to 10 slowly. Then see if you can find me. I couldn't believe I was doing this. If Singinabob could see how I was wasting my time in here, he'd be furious. But I didn't know what else to do. I needed the password to get out of the room when my hour was up, which was going to be soon if we didn't get on with this game and get it over with. I closed my eyes and slowly counted to 10. Chapter 17. The Password. I opened my eyes and scanned the room. Snaff was nowhere to be seen. I had no idea how he had entered the room in the first place, so of course I had no idea how he had left either. I walked the circumference of the room just to make sure I wasn't missing any secret openings. I even ran my fingers up and down the walls as I made my way around. Perhaps there was a secret panel that would open with my touch. Nothing. Snaff? I asked. Snaff? I repeated. I can't find you. You win. You're a good hider. A great hider. Way better than I would be. You can come out now. Silence. No Snaff. I didn't have a watch, but I knew that it had been at least an hour since Singinabob had let me into the room. Both he and So were waiting on the other side of the wall, expecting clear directions from me. So that meant I had two problems. First of all, I didn't have the password to get out, and secondly, I had nothing to report. This had been a complete waste of time. I didn't know what to do. Snaff! I tried once more. Come on, Snaff. I need your help. You promised you'd tell me the password. I tell you what, I'll even play another game with you if you tell me the password. Silence. I went over to where I remembered entering the room. The wall didn't look any different than anywhere else, but I tried putting my hands on it. I closed my eyes. I put my mind to work. Perhaps my intuition would tell me the password. Nothing happened. A feeling of panic began to work its way into my body. What if I was trapped in here permanently? Singinabob had said that once I was in here, even he wouldn't be able to get me out. Only I could do that. With the password, which I didn't have. Snaff, this isn't funny. I know you think it's a game, but I need to get out of here, and you are the only one who can give me what I need. So come out from wherever you are and tell me the password. Silence. I knew I needed to calm down. The panic state I was in now was not going to get me anywhere. But the thought of living and possibly dying in this room was making it impossible for me to control my emotions. I went back to the pillow and sat down. I forced myself to go back into the lotus position. It was difficult. My body did not want to cooperate. My body wanted to get up and move, to try something, anything. But what was there to try? 4 solid walls and no password. Slowly, very slowly, my body started to relax. The lotus position was doing its work. The muscles in my arms and legs were no longer fighting in my cross-legged position. Once my muscles relaxed, my mind began to follow. My thoughts slowed down, my panic subsided. I was still stuck inside a sealed room with no way out, but my mind was no longer freaking out about it. I began to let my thoughts just flow wherever they wanted to go. Without judgment, I thought about Snaff. What a strange creature. Really not a bad guy at all. Very sensitive and desperate to be liked. Snaff. What was his real name? Snafferophilus Slingensloggensly. I couldn't think of the rest of it. Why was I wasting my time trying to think of his name? I should be trying to think about what the password would be. But I didn't have any idea where to start. I thought about So. Would I ever see him again? Even if I did get out of here, I still didn't have any idea what we were supposed to do next. So, it didn't seem fair that I just met So, someone I liked, someone who'd liked me, and now I might never see him again. This was getting me nowhere. I needed to relax and let my mind go. I needed to find that place of quietness where the answers just appeared. Maybe I'd even find the password in that place. It was worth a try. I focused on my breathing. In, out, in, out. I felt myself once again floating downwards into the ground, into a place of complete surrender and safety. Snafferlophilus Slingensloggensly Slobensy. Snafferlophilus Slingensloggensly Slobensy. Snafferlophilus Slingensloggensly Slobensy. On some remote level, I was aware of repeating these words over and over again, only subconsciously aware that I was repeating Snaff's name. I have no idea how long I stayed in my Neverland. Slowly, I felt myself emerge and rise up out of the earth and back into reality. I opened my eyes. What a waste of time. All that way down into my deep unconscious, and all I managed to do was to remember Snaff's full name. Big deal. No password, no answers as to what happens next. I was really disappointed in myself. I'd let myself down. I'd let So and Singinabob down. I let out a big sigh and looked around the room, hoping for I don't know what. Halfway around the room, my eyes stopped. The door was open. I could see back into the room where I had left So and Singinabob. I stood up and walked towards it, half expecting it to close as soon as I got there. But it didn't. I walked through to Singinabob's bedroom. So? Singinabob? I said. Hello?
I said. "Where are you?" But neither of them were anywhere to be seen. Singinabob's bedroom was empty.